Welcome. My name is Maria Ledesma, and I am professor and chair in the Department of Educational Leadership and also a coordinator in the Higher Education Leadership Master's Program.
And I am Liliana Castrellon, an assistant professor in the Department of Educational Leadership. And in the Higher Education Leadership Program, I am also a program coordinator.
We're excited to have you join us for an information session on the Higher Education Leadership Master's Program. This is a new program that we hope that you find interesting and that you'll ask us about at the end. The Higher Education Leadership Master's Program is housed in the Department of Educational Leadership in the Lurie College of Education, where we prepare transformative educators, counselors, therapists, school and community leaders. And we do this through an emancipatory approach across teaching, scholarship, and service. These two pillars are also pillars that are embraced in the HELM program, where we also work to produce and support critical leaders that are approaching higher education through transformative, emancipatory, and equity-minded approaches. So the slide you see before you might look familiar because it contains our flyer for our current information sessions. And this is something that we hope you find useful. And if you have others, if you know of others who might be interested in this program, please feel free to share this with them. It highlights some of our future information session dates, as well as a QR code to register. And again, we encourage you to share this if you know of others who might be interested in the program. So the Higher Education Leadership Master's Program is a new program that prepares higher education leaders through an equity-minded praxis approach to engage in transformative thinking and practice with the goal of disrupting how power in the form of racism, classism, sexism, and related oppressions has historically intersected to reproduce and sustain disparate opportunities in higher education. So once again, our goal is to disrupt those patterns and to make higher education available to as many people as aspire to it, especially those who have been historically marginalized or shut out of higher education. The concept of equity-mindedness is a concept that was coined first by Dr. Estela Ben-Simon at USC, who reminds us that in order for us to address issues of equity, we first have to understand why inequity exists. And we also have to approach this in a holistic manner and not just siloed and the responsibility of one individual or one office. The HELM program is distinct and unique because of several features, including the following. Again, we have a very intentional focus on equity and social justice in higher education. This is woven across the entire curriculum and not just siloed to one class or one instructor, but again, interwoven across the entire curriculum. This is a one-year accelerated master's program from summer to summer. It first launched in 2022, and the photo you see before you is of our inaugural cohort. The classes consist of 10 classes at 3 units each for a total of 30 units, and they're broken down as following. You begin your first summer with 2 classes, and subsequently for your fall and spring semesters, you will have 3 classes. Finally, you will have 2 classes in your final summer. Although the program was established as a hybrid program with both face-to-face and online instruction, for the next year, we were going to have an online-only program. So we will have, again, online-only instruction, and this will be year-round for all 30 units. A couple of the distinguishing classes for the year and for the program is that we have a living case study experience where students work to identify and study a current problem of practice. We also have one of your 2 final classes being your culminating capstone experience. And for the first time, this will be a group project where you and a partner will work to, again, address a current problem of practice.
For your admissions criteria, you'll want to ensure that you meet CSU admissions eligibility, which would mean that you have earned a bachelor's degree from a regionally accredited institution or are about to earn your bachelor's degree from a regionally accredited institution. You will want to have a minimum 3.0 GPA. However, if it dips below the 3.0 GPA, we understand. Please do reach out and speak with us. Do not let that lower GPA be the reason why you do not apply. We are here to chat. We are here to support you in any ways that you might need as you work through that application process. To complete your application, you will want to ensure that you log on to Cal State Apply, create your application. You want to make sure you have 2 letters of reference. These letters can come from a colleague, from a professor, from a previous professor, from a supervisor, from someone who can really speak to your strengths and what you will bring to this program, as well as how you will fit into this program and how this program can benefit you. We also would ask you to complete a statement of purpose, a situational essay, and you will have a pre-admissions interview. During this interview, we will reach out to you, schedule the interview. It will be a Zoom interview with Dr. Ledesma and myself. And this picture right here is a picture of Professor Day in EDLD 13, Policy and Ethics of Higher Education Governance and Finance from fall 2022 with our inaugural cohort. The application deadline for summer start of 2024 is April 1, 2024. However, we also are offering early admission. This deadline is January 30th, 2024. And with early admissions, we are also offering a $500 scholarship for those that are accepted and enroll in the program by January 30th, 2024. So you will need to have your application in by then and your pre-interview done. We also have possible placement opportunities for those who would like some more experience in higher education spaces if you are not currently working in a higher education space.
So here are a couple of the frequently asked questions that we've received. And this is a plug also for you to visit our homepage because we have many more FAQs there. But here are a couple that are frequently asked. How large of a cohort will be admitted? Honestly, this is going to depend on the application pool. However, we are aiming to admit between 25 to 30, maybe a little more, again, depending on the application pool. One of the benefits of going online is that we have an opportunity to reach programs or individuals who may have been a little bit more reluctant because they've have to commute to campus. So we're hoping to make this accessible and available to as many people as possible. What days and times are classes typically held? Very typical to a graduate program in the CSU system. Our classes are typically held weekdays in the early evening hours, typically between the 4 and 8 p.m. block when we have classes weekdays. However, for the fall and spring semesters, we also have Saturday classes that meet every other Saturday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. One of the things I'd like to point out here is that all of our current students and our alums from our inaugural cohort worked full time. So for many of them, this is something that they were doing on top of, pardon me, on top of their employment. And so we really try to work to support students' needs. We want you to be admitted and to succeed. So we really, again, try to support you in that way. What is the cost of attending the program? So the cost of attending the program is roughly $15,000. And with relation to our next FAQ, our next frequently asked question, is there financial aid available? Unfortunately, we're a very small department with some limited resources. However, there is great value if you inquire with your current employer, especially if you are a CSU employee, you have benefits to have tuition remission. And in some cases, for example, one of our partners in this program has been the West Valley Mission Community College District, and Chancellor Brad Davis has been phenomenally responsive and receptive of helping his employees who have been interested in this program. So we encourage you likewise to inquire with your own employer to see if there are programs you can take advantage of, and absolutely to apply for FAFSA. That's one thing that we would encourage everyone who applies to the program to do as well. And also just to be in touch. On occasion, there are funding opportunities that arise, and we will share those with you, but also feel free to reach out anytime with your own questions. Our final FAQ that we'll talk about today is what types of careers can one obtain with this degree? Well, many of the students who decide to pursue this degree are interested in continuing to work in the field of higher education. As I mentioned, at the moment, the vast majority of our current and former students work already in a post-secondary setting. And for many of them, they want to stay in this realm. However, earning this degree will allow them either to advance in their current position or to seek other opportunities. But however, you're not limited to only working in higher education. You're also going to be able to take the skills and the tools that you learn from this program into either public or private industry.
For more information on the program, please visit our website, which is listed here. You could also do a quick Google search of SJSU HELM Higher Ed Program, and we will pop up if you cannot get to the website this way. And also, please do follow us on Instagram. We'll be posting some more information about admissions. We'll be posting when we have important events, or just some information about our students and faculty, and just to keep up with what we're doing. And you can follow us at SJSU HELM on Instagram. This picture here is of our second cohort during our EDLD 212 class, Diversity, Equity, and Social Justice in Higher Education. This semester, we had a speaker on campus, Dr. Ibram X. Kendi, who wrote the book, How to Be an Anti-Racist. And we had the opportunity to go and see the conversation, go and see the talk, since the talk happened to be at the same time as class. So it worked out perfectly to take a little field trip and continue our learning in equity-mindedness and being an anti-racist in the field of higher education.
We want to thank you again for listening to our information session. And again, encourage you to stay in touch, to reach out when you have questions, to let us know if there is anything that we can help you answer. And also, if you need help accessing the Cal State Apply portal, you see the information contact here for our administrative coordinator in the department, Ana Paz Rangel. She's a great resource for working with Cal State Apply. But feel free to reach out to any one of us. We would be more than excited to have this opportunity to work with you. And thank you again.